Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to continue talking about the legislative branch of the government. We're going to start off by talking about other domestic powers. The other express powers relate to domestic matters. Each of them has a direct and a considerable effect on the daily lives of the American people. A patent drawing here by Thomas Edison for an improvement to electric lamps. By assigning rights to intellectual property, patents and copyrights encourage creativity and progress. So let's talk a little bit about copyrights and patents. Now, the Constitution says to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. That's Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8. That is where the legislative branch of the government gets the authority to issue copyrights and patents. Now, what is a copyright? A copyright is the exclusive right of an author to reproduce, publish, and sell his or her creative work. That right may be assigned, transferred by contract to another, as to a publishing firm, by mutual agreement between the author and the other party. Copyrights are registered by the Copyright Office in the Library of Congress. Under present law, they are good for the life of the author plus 70 years. They cover a wide range of creative efforts: books, magazines, newspapers, musical compositions and lyrics, dramatic works, paintings, sculptures, cartoons, maps, photographs, motion pictures, sound recordings, and much more. The office registers more than 500,000 copyrights each year. So every piece of media can be issued a copyright if the creator chooses to pursue that. So songs that you've heard, movies that you've seen, everything can be issued a copyright if it is a creative piece. The Copyright Office does not enforce the protections of a copyright. If the holder thinks a copyright has been violated, he or she may bring a suit for damages in the federal courts. So while they will issue a copyright to an author, a singer, a musician, they may issue the copyright, but they are not going to be in the business of enforcing that. That is going to be the burden of the copyright holder. So the singer, the artist, or what have you. And they can sue in federal courts if they think that their copyright has been violated. So let's talk about a patent. So what is a patent? A patent grants the person the sole right to manufacture, use, or sell any new and useful process, machine, manufacture, or composition of matter, or any new and useful improvement thereof. A patent is good for up to 20 years. The term of a patent may be extended only by a special act of Congress. The Patent and Trademark Office in the Department of Commerce administers patent laws. Patent protection has played an important role in fostering competition and entrepreneurship. Having a patent often increases the value of an invention, scientific discovery, or technological advancement. Many industries, particularly pharmaceuticals, have grown and experienced economic success due to the patents that they hold. So, if a person were to invent a new machine of some sort, if you invent a car that runs on cotton candy, you can get a patent on that machine because that is a new machine. And for 20 years, you have the sole right to manufacture and sell that product. Nobody else can sell a cotton candy car unless it has been 20 years and that patent has expired. Then other people can take your design, remake it, and sell it as their own. A patent can also increase the value of a company and gives that company a competitive advantage for a period of time. In short, the patent system produces monetary incentives to pursue inventions and to make important scientific discoveries. The postal powers. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 7 gives Congress the power to establish post offices and post roads. In effect, the power to provide for the carrying of the mail. Post roads are all postal routes, including rail lines, airways, and waters within the United States, during the time mail is being carried on them. Carrying the mail is among the oldest of all governmental functions. Its origins date back at least to Egyptian practice before 4000 BC. The first post office in America was established in Boston in 1639 by the General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. The first successful postal system in the colonies, the Penn Post, was begun by William Penn in 1683. He established a post office in Philadelphia and provided a regular weekly service along a 30-mile route from there to Newcastle, Delaware. So, maintaining the post office and the mail system falls under the jurisdiction of the legislative branch of the government. It is their responsibility to upkeep the mail system, to build new post offices if necessary. Anything that has to do with delivering the mail falls under the legislative branch of the government. More about the postal powers. The United States Postal Service traces its history back to the early colonial period. The remarkable Benjamin Franklin is generally recognized as the father of the present-day postal system. He served as co-deputy postmaster of the British colonies in North America from 1753 to 1774, when the British removed him from office because of his political activities. In 1775, he became, by unanimous choice of the Second Continental Congress, the first Postmaster General of the United States. Today, the Postal Service functions as an independent agency in the executive branch. It serves the nation through some 32,000 post offices. The 546,000 career employees of the Postal Service handle nearly 170 billion pieces of mail every year. These figures reflect drops in recent years as the agency has struggled to maintain its financial footing in an era dominated by internet communications and private mail carriers. So that gives you a little history on the mail service. Congress has established a number of crimes based on the postal power. It is, for example, a federal crime for anyone to obstruct the mails or to use the mails to commit any criminal act. It has also prohibited the mailing of many items, among them poisons, explosives, intoxicating liquors, some live animals, libelous or obscene matter, lottery tickets, and any dangerous articles. Any article prohibited by a state's laws, for example, switchblade knives or firecrackers, cannot be sent into that state by mail. So there are a large number of items that, if it is found to be in the mail, is actually a crime for it to be there. Poisons, explosives, intoxicating liquors, some live animals. Now, some live animals can be sent through the mail. I know that. But there are certain animals that cannot. The states and their local governments cannot interfere with the mails in any unreasonable way. Nor can they require licenses for the postal service vehicles, tax the gas they use, or tax post offices or any other property of the United States Postal Service. So there are some protections in place to protect the Postal Service. In two places, in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, and in Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2, the Constitution delegates to Congress the power to acquire, manage, and dispose of various federal areas. That power relates to the District of Columbia and to the several federal territories, parts of the United States that are not admitted as states and that have their own systems of government, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands. It also covers hundreds of military and naval installations, arsenals, dockyards, post offices, prisons, parks, and forest preserves, and many other federal holdings. The federal government may acquire property by purchase or gift. It may also do so through the exercise of the power of eminent domain, the inherent power to take private property for public use. Notice that the taking clause in the Fifth Amendment restricts the federal government's use of the power with these words: "Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation." Private property may be taken by eminent domain only 1. for a public use, 2, with proper notice to the owner, and 3, for a fair price. What in fact constitutes a public use, proper notice, or a fair price often becomes a matter for courts to decide. So the power of eminent domain is not a very popular one for the government to have. This has led to a lot of issues, a lot of court battles, and has made a lot of trouble for the government and other people. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.